What's up everybody? Damon here, and in today's gaming news, a brain implant just allowed a paralyzed man to stay up all night playing Civ 6. Sony plans to crowdsource game help on PS5, and it's sounding more and more likely that Final Fantasy 16 is headed to other consoles. This is your Daily Fix. The first human recipient of a Neuralink brain implant has shared new details on his recovery and experience of living with the experimental assistive tech. It has allowed him a greater level of freedom and autonomy, including the ability to pull an all-nighter playing Civilization 6. In January, Neuralink co-founder Elon Musk revealed that the company had implanted its first brain-computer interface in the head of a human patient who was then recovering well. Musk also indicated that the implant was functioning well and had detected a promising neuron spike. In a subsequent February update, Musk commented that the patient had seemingly made a full recovery and was even able to use the implant to manipulate a computer cursor with thought alone. And on March 20th, Neuralink shared a 9-minute live stream in which 29-year-old implant recipient Noland Arbaugh used the technology to play a digital version of chess while discussing how living with the experimental aid had changed his life. Arbaugh explained, "It was like using the force on the cursor, and I could get it to move wherever I wanted, just stare somewhere at the screen, and it would move where I wanted it to. It was such a wild experience." The quadriplegic shared that he had lost sensation and suffered paralysis from below the shoulders after sustaining a spinal injury during a diving accident 8 years ago. He had felt compelled to volunteer for the trial out of an urge to be a part of something that he felt could change the world. Arbaugh also revealed that the implant had given him the freedom to pull an all-nighter playing the strategy game Civilization 6, something that he could not have done on his own before the surgery. Arbaugh said to Neuralink scientist Bliss Chapman, "One of the first times you all gave me complete control over this Neuralink tech, I actually stayed up until like 6 a.m. playing Civilization 6. It was worth it. I think this is the best way to put it. It was awesome. Now I can literally just lie in bed and play to my heart's content. Honestly, the biggest restriction at this point was having to wait for the implant to charge once I had used all of it." You may be wondering how the brain implant is charged. I did. It's charged wirelessly. The 29-year-old also revealed that the implant had allowed him to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. He said, "Playing Mario Kart and coming in second repeatedly blew my mind. I didn't think that would be possible like a week into using it. That was freaking wild, even though my dad and my buddy wouldn't let me win." Neuralink was founded by Elon Musk and a handful of scientists and engineers in 2016 with a goal to create a brain-computer interface, BCI, that could one day be used to, quote, "restore autonomy to those with unmet medical needs." Moving on, Sony has announced plans to release Community Game Help on PlayStation 5 later this year. Community Game Help is described as a new enhancement for Game Help powered by user-generated content. Here's how it works. In supported games, PS5 players will be able to contribute their gameplay, view hints from fellow gamers, or access Game Help hints created by developers. Devs can also continue to create their own tip videos. Players can currently press the PS button to open the control center and look for an action card with the Hints Inside icon. Eventually, players will also see hints labeled Community Game Help, which indicates the clip was generated from other players' footage. You can also rate the usefulness of these hints, which Sony said will let it curate informative content for players. Community Game Help will be available to all PS5 players with or without a PlayStation Plus subscription. You can opt in to contribute to Community Help from the settings menu. You can also opt out at any time, which will remove all your published videos. Expect to see these settings in the next few months, Sony says. Once you turn on the settings, your PS5 will automatically capture a video when you complete a certain activity in a game. Then it will be reviewed by a moderator, and if approved, your video will be published as a Game Help hint for PlayStation players to watch and rate. Sony said your videos will be removed from your PS5 console once they are uploaded to its servers, so they will not impact console storage. When your video is published, you will receive a system notification. This process will be done automatically, so you don't need to edit or upload your clips. Only your raw game footage will be uploaded, so images and audio from your webcam, microphone, or party chat audio will not be shared. Depending on the game you're playing, your video may include online IDs or chat messages that are shown on your game screen. So it sounds like Sony is crowdsourcing Game Help. Maybe the developer Game Help function hasn't been used as much as Sony originally hoped, and this will be a way to get a lot more Game Help content onto your PS5. Community Game Help will start to become available in select games later this year. The goal is to expand it to as many titles as possible in the future. And finally today, producer Naoki Yoshi P. Yoshida has hinted that Final Fantasy 16 could be coming to other platforms after the PC version is released. It first arrived on PlayStation 5 last June and is coming to PC at some point in the future. Yoshida spoke with Noisy Pixel about the future of Final Fantasy 16 and its characters after the Rising Tide DLC launches in April. When asked if it's tough for the team to say goodbye to all these characters in this DLC, Yoshida responded that it's not quite the end for Final Fantasy 16 yet. It's not over in the sense that we have the PC version, Yoshida explained. Once the PC version is released, we're thinking about hopefully moving to other platforms as well. There is not that sense of being sad and having to leave them yet. Square Enix hasn't confirmed Final Fantasy XVI for any other platforms besides PS5 and PC. A previous ad stated that it was only a 6-month console exclusive, but it has yet to be announced for Xbox or perhaps the Nintendo Switch 2. The PC version is currently in the final stages of optimizations, and Yoshida said to expect a demo before its release. We gave Final Fantasy XVI a 9 out of 10, but it didn't sell quite as many copies as Square Enix hoped. Square's president pointed to its PS5 exclusivity as the cause, so it would not be surprising at all if the company is looking to bring the game to other consoles. And that's your daily fix for Tuesday, March 26th. Now that you're caught up on the news, watch our interview with BioShock creator Ken Levine on his long-awaited new game, Judas. I'm Damon Hatfield, and for all your video game news, stay tuned to IGN.